If you're under 13 years old, you must make sure you have your parents' or guardian's permission to watch this video. The content in this video is family friendly, but data may be collected by YouTube for advertising purposes.
Hello and welcome to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, Foxy, here on the Truly Bedrock Survival server, and this audio recording has been dubbed over the original because I didn't intend to start the video here. So yeah, last episode we looked at the Guardian farm and now we're going to be working on our base. And let's go check out what we were doing in the last episode, which was digging out our giant hole in our underground base area, which I'm now going to start filling back in again, but not filling in like, oh, we've dug a hole, I'm going to fill it in with the bricks or with the blocks I dug out. I'm going to start making it into a big giant underground laboratory or slash workshop type thing. So we've got a big space to play with here. In fact, I want to know exactly how big it is. I haven't measured it. I've just completely done this by feel. So I'm going to turn my chunk border texture pack on and see where the chunk lines are and see actually how big this thing is. And those vines coming down from the ceiling, I got rid of them once. How have they come back again? Are they growing from something above? I literally got rid of them. That's strange, peeps. Also a little bit strange that I look like Chuck and not me. Very odd. And here we go, we now have the chunk lines, and if you're wondering what texture pack this is, it's called the Chunk Bounds Resource Pack. It is available from MCPEDL.com. I'm not going to put a link in the description because you're all capable of Googling it. Right, okay, so this side we're pretty much up to the chunk line, just over it. What about the rest of it? We're half over a chunk that way, half that way and half that way. I kind of wanted this to be chunk aligned, but it doesn't really matter too much. But how many chunks have we got then in total? So let's start from this side where it's almost exactly in line. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 by, what have we got the other way? Half, well, it's kind of nearly a full chunk. I'll say half. 1, 2, 3 and a bit. So 4 that way. So it's 5 by 4. So we've got quite a good space here. We could potentially just wall this off at the 4 by 4 lines and then we've just got the full chunks. So have we got full 4 chunks in both ways? We have. Yeah, we could do that then and just have a 4 by 4 chunk area underneath here. That probably would work quite well. I like things to be chunk aligned, not just because of symmetry, but also to do with the despawning mechanics and stuff like that. So yeah, it would be good. But then it would also be really cool if this thing wasn't like symmetrical and neat and the perfect box, if it was actually quite jagged and like a cave rather than a I don't know, I'm kind of like got Batcave feel type of thing going on. Also underground workshop. If it's underground laboratory, it needs to be neat and tidy. If it's a Batcave, it needs to be like messy, and I don't know which one to go for, to be honest with you. So I think I'm just going to start laying blocks and seeing where I get on with. Well, I don't normally do this, as in use a entity Xray pack, because I don't really agree with them. They're a little bit cheaty and they can certainly be abused. But I heard a lot of zombie noises and I couldn't figure out where they were coming from. And you can see under my base, we have a bit of a zombie problem. So yeah, I'm going to have to I guess I'm going to have to try and deal with this somehow. I don't know, maybe it's a spawner or something, but there's a lot of zombies, but not other types of mobs, which is very interesting. If you don't know what this is basically, oh yeah, look, there's a zombie spawner there, which somehow I've been activating from a very long way away. So I can't actually see the inventory tools that I've got on my hotbar at the minute, which is not ideal when trying to deal with this. I definitely don't want to die while I'm down here. But yeah, it's basically a resource pack or like a texture pack that allows you to see mobs through walls. So if you look up there, you can see all my bees in my beehive. Yeah, and they come in kind of useful. I know Slack uses it quite a lot for mob despawning and stuff like that. They're okay. I find things like this a little bit cheaty because you shouldn't really be allowed to do it. And there's not a very big step between this and then using like resource packs for finding diamonds and things like that, which is definitely cheaty. So I would never do that, but I would definitely, you know, recommend if you're having mob problems or lag problems in your area and you can't figure out what it is, try one of these packs and see if you can find out what's causing the problem. Obviously, in my area, it's quite clearly all of these zombies. And a cave area that I didn't even know about. I thought I'd lit up all the caves around my area. Clearly not. Now, the pack I've got does make everything look a little bit weird. It takes a little bit of getting used to because it's yeah, very difficult to see. When you've got this pack, you can't see what weapons and stuff you've got hold of, but it's doing the job. And look, there's a whole bunch of drowns down here in this little pond. Wow, yeah, oh dear. Okay, how am I going to get into there then? I guess I probably want to turn the pack off to deal with these guys. There's nothing else, I don't think, in the in the area that's too close. I think we should be okay for everything else. Yeah, there's a skeleton dude over there, but yeah, we're all right otherwise. So let's deal with these guys. And that pack is just called Xray Vision, and I use that with the chunk bounds one so that I can see the chunk borders as well. So turning that off, I should be able to see a little bit more clearly now. In fact, I'll tell you what, I need to turn off the chunk bounds one because that messes with water. So let's turn that one off as well. And then let's just go in old school style and go and get rid of these drowns. Hey guys! Only me coming in for a little bit of a chopping party. How are you doing? Chop, 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 chop. Oh wow, there's a lot of them in here. There's a lot of baby zombies as well. Why zombie villagers? Why have I had villagers spawning down here and getting converted? That's so weird. Why is there zombie villagers down here? That doesn't make any sense at all. But free iron, don't mind if I do. And ability to insta-mine underwater, which is pretty good as well, considering there's no beacon or anything around here. Well, I guess there is a beacon. A conduit is what I mean. Shut up. Stop questioning me. I know what I mean. And now I just need to make sure I completely fill this thing in. We do not want any more drowns just having a little party down in this area under here. And what this will mean, though, is now there's probably going to be 1 million mobs spawn on the surface again near my base. I was just thinking, actually, the other day, I haven't had any mobs spawning around the top of my base, blowing me up for a long time. And now I guess we're probably going to get millions. But not to worry. And a little bit more lighting before I wander off. Oh, look, floating gravel as well. And I might as well grab as much of this iron as I can while I'm down here, right? Free iron. I haven't actually been mining in a very, very, very long time. And I quite like mining, but it's something you don't need to do all too often, I guess. So, well, not at this stage of the game when you've got everything you could possibly want and more. 4 million boxes of stone. Do you mean FoxyNoTail? That's exactly what I mean. If only people wanted to buy stone. I guess that everyone's got 4 million boxes of stone at this point. Oh, and look, these chests for this little zombie spawner haven't been raided. Look at these free stuff. Oh, a golden apple. You don't see many of those these days, do you? Eh? Golden apple's not enchanted one, though, which is a little bit disappointing, but I'll take it. Now that mob spawner, there's a zombie mob spawner right underneath my base. That could come in useful, although I can't actually see a zombie in it. Normally you can actually see like the mob spinning round inside it, can't you? Let's just turn it. Yeah, it's definitely a zombie one. just checking, just in case. Yeah, what could we do with that? We could turn it into a mob spawner. I don't really need one though, and zombie mob spawners are a bit pants really, aren't they? They're a bit rubbish. Okay, back in the Cave of Doom, what I need to be thinking about is how high do I want the ceiling in here? In fact, not how high do I want the ceiling as such, but how low do I want the floor? Do I actually want to dig this down any lower is what I'm getting at. And the reason I'm thinking that is because, realistically, I'm going to want the ceiling a couple of blocks lower than the lowest block above us so that I can get above and actually place the thing, which means that the room below is going to be relatively low. So if we look at this as the example for the lowest point in this room, if I hop up there like this, I'm going to need enough room between me and that, like this here, in order to be able to place a roof below it. So let's say that this is the maximum height of our roof. On the floor, what I want to do is I actually want to have underfloor lighting under here, so I don't have to worry about like lighting up everywhere, which means I'm going to need some slabs. Demonstration slabs, where have you gone? So if I was to put a floor in, the floor needs to be above the torch level. I don't want them bottom slabs because that looks weird. I want them top slabs, which I know means things will be able to spawn on them, but I just prefer it to be like that, which means our floor's going to be there, which means we don't actually have a great deal of room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks between that and the ceiling, which seems like quite a lot, but it's not a massive amount, really. Let's just actually put the roof slabs in at the top point there, like that. So the roof would kind of be there, and then we'd probably have some sea lanterns in the roof as well, which would drop down slightly because they're a full block. So that would be there like that. Yeah, I think I probably want a little bit more room between those than that. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full blocks. I don't really want to dig any more of this room. I've done so much digging here, but I just don't think that's tall enough. It probably is. The thing is, I haven't actually decided what I'm going to be doing in here yet, but I know I'm going to have certain farms and things like that in there, and I don't want them to be restricted by the height. I want to be able to actually have enough room to do, like, hoppers and chests and whatever redstone needs to be there for the little farms that I'm doing, so I don't want to limit it too much. So I think what I'm going to do is go down, just in the area, this 4x4 chunk area, just go down another couple of blocks worth of digging. Yay, more digging! And yeah, and then work from that level there. I think that's the best thing to do at this point. Well, that's the next couple of layers dug down, which has taken absolutely forever, and you might notice I've also laid out the torches in a very torchy fashion. They're very uniform, and the reason for that is that when we put the slabs above them, they will shine the light through relatively uniformly, and there shouldn't be any dark spots. So what I've got to do now is just literally fill the entire thing up with half slabs, which is going to take like a small eternity. It's literally taken hours and hours and hours to do this already. But the good thing is, the whole time I've been doing this, Big Chicken and Chuck have been sat at the Guardian farm, and they should have got us plenty of Guardian drops already. So by the time I've finished slabbing all of this bottom bit out, which is probably going to take me another month, I should have loads and loads and loads of prismarine crystals and prismarine shards, and I should be able to make plenty of sea lanterns, which would be great. Okay, I've got this last little strip of slabs to do, and then that is the entire 5x4 chunk area completely slabbed out and hopefully completely spawn-proof. I think it should be. It does look like there's a few dark spots around, though, and for some reason this area is brighter than the rest, so I'm not 100% sure why that is, because all of the torches are equally spread apart. Well, that is a bit weird. And what I'm going to do now is just hop into a light levels texture pack and just check that out and make sure everything's right with that. Now, this texture pack is not available for download on the internet. It was actually created, I believe, by one of Slack Lizard's patrons, so you'll have to head over here to Slack's Discord and ask about this if you want to find it. And it looks very much like the area is completely spawn-proof, which is absolutely great. The red means it's not, and obviously if it's not red, it means it's spawn-proof. This crafting table is not spawn-proof. There we go. We can no. I want to put a torch on it, please. There we go. That's fixed. But yeah, otherwise this is completely fine. So I'm just going to turn that off again. Okay, so back in here without all of the weird texture packy stuff going on. That took a very, very long time to fill in that floor. That is a lot of chunks with the stuff. And I went through nearly 2 full shulker boxes of smooth stone just making the slabs in order to fill this thing out. And it occurred to me while I was doing that at some point, not only have I got to do the walls, which will take quite a long time themselves, but I'm going to have to do the ceiling to this as well. And that's just going to take even longer than doing the floor, because I'm going to have to do that from above facing down, which is never easy to place blocks like that. So I'm really not looking forward to doing the ceiling in here. But I guess at some point I need to start doing the walls. And I wanted to do them for this episode, but I really didn't appreciate the scale of this build as I started it. So it doesn't look big. And this is something that I think is interesting with Minecraft, is the whole idea of scale. To me, standing in here right now, this doesn't look particularly big because the textures blend into each other as they go across the room. It doesn't look like a giant room that it actually is, but there are literally hundreds and hundreds of blocks here. Doing a quick bit of maths on the calculator, there are actually 5,120 slabs that I've had to place to just fill up this area here, and obviously I've had to dig out 2 layers of that just before to put these in, so that's 10,000 blocks I had to dig out to do that. Not to mention there were another 5 or 6 layers of that above this, which I had to dig out over the last few days. So it's a lot of work. And if you notice above us, we've got these sea lanterns that are around the whole area. And what they are actually the outline of the path that goes around my house. So this area above us is obviously my house, and those sea lanterns are the path that goes around that. And yeah, if we go up, you can see just physically how big my house is. It's easy to get an idea of the scale when you're looking at the house. And this area underneath is even bigger than that. So if we hop out the front door and take a little bit of a fly and then just have a look at the scale of that thing. Now the house again doesn't look massive on its own, but compared to the other builds and the other things going on, if we look at something that's smaller to give ourselves a reference, we can see just how ginormous this area is. So let's go and stand next to this little cake here. There's the little cake, right? And there's a giant house. And the area underground that we did is even bigger than that. So yeah, it is a big project, and I know I'm going on about it. Now what I want to do before I do anything else, though, is I want to go over to the Guardian farm Actually, no, I want to go and empty my pockets first. Then I want to go over to the Guardian farm and see exactly how much prismarine and stuff we've got for that. Because one of the things I want to be using to build these walls with is prismarine. And I'm also thinking of maybe some blacks and some reds and stuff and making it look quite industrial, but also technological as well. And magically I've transformed back into Chuck again as I come towards the area. I don't understand why the skin's so broken. But here we are, look, back at the Guardian farm, and it's still running. It's been running that whole time. Let's see how much stuff we've got. So we know that we had both of those chests full of the prismarine crystals. We know that we had pretty much all of these full of prismarine shards. Now, I'm not actually bothered about the shards too much. It's more the crystals we want in order to make the sea lanterns. There were a few in this one that I know were in there from the test that we did earlier. So let's just see exactly how many I've got. And the way these things work, it starts at the bottom and it goes up, then it starts on the next row and it goes up, then it starts at the next row and go up. And I'm really hoping that we've got a couple of shulker boxes worth, a couple of double chests worth now. So let's look at that. That one is full as expected. Oh, and that one's nearly full. So we've got nearly 2 double chests full. Well, no, we don't, do we? We've got nearly 1.5 double chests full. There are still a lot of prismarine crystals. Now this side, there'll be loads more of these because you get loads more of the shards. We've got one there, another one there, another one there, and yeah, nearly another half a double chest there. So 1, 2, 3.5 double chests worth of shards. So it is fast, but it could be faster. Now, the good news is we've already got loads and loads of these things because of the last time, I guess Slack must have been AFK over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect it all up and I'm going to make as many sea lanterns as possible and then realise I don't have any shulker boxes to put them in. Don't! Right, I'm grabbing the last few dregs of prismarine crystals. Crisples? Words, please. Yeah, last few here. I'm just going to make the last couple of sea lanterns. How many we get? Exactly 32 there. And I've been putting all the rest in here. And we didn't quite get a double chest full, but we got an awful lot. That's a lot of prismarine crystals. I'm very happy with that. What I need to do is chuck some of those in there and empty my inventory as much as possible so I can actually take a lot of these away with me. And I want to put a load of them into that shulker box as well so I can carry as many as possible. Now, I need to use some of these for restocking the lighting shop because that is desperately out of stock. But we also need some of these for my own purposes as well. So I'm going to chuck those in there like that. There's a few left over, which I guess I'll probably just leave here for now and maybe come and either rescue them a little bit later on or leave them for maybe Slack to come and find in the future. Now I am going to leave this thing running for as long as I can until I guess Big Chicken or Chuck gets logged out. Now Big Chicken did actually get logged out earlier and Chuck didn't, which I've got to keep my eye on. I don't want to leave them both AFK overnight just in case. Yeah, Big Chicken logs out and Chuck's still there. It will crash the game if we get too many Guardians spawning in the Nether without anyone being there to load them. So yeah, I'll keep my eye on it, but all the time that I'm by the computer and while I'm playing, I will leave them there and accumulate as much as possible. The more sea lanterns, the better. And we're going to go straight past our base. We're going to go straight down the Nether hub. We're going to go straight over to the shopping area where we are going to go and restock our lighting shop. And Tiz's lorry is still in here causing problems. Oh man. Thanks, Tiz. And here we are over at the shopping area. I really need to take this build down now. And it looks like we've got another pillager banner over here. I don't know if that means something's been pranked. I'm pretty sure that when you get one of those pillager banners around, that means someone's pranked something. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm sure I've seen them on like nether portals that have been pranked and stuff like that. So I have to keep my eye out for that. And I also want to check out the stock profits while I'm in the area. But first of all, let's just make sure that we are fully stocked up in here. Not 100%, but we can certainly do a lot there. There we go. That's got a load of those there. Have we got any more profits? Wow, we're actually really low on stock on a lot of things here. Plenty of torches. Plenty of redstone torches. Plenty of sea lanterns. We've got no end rods. We've got no glowstone lamps or redstone lamps. Oh, man, that's not good. Oh, man. Need to seriously restock those things. What about my new bee shop? I haven't checked out, seen if anyone's bought anything from this shop yet. Let's have a look. I did give a lot of honey out for Christmas presents, so I doubt much has sold, to be honest. And, oh, there, we've sold a little bit of the honeycomb stuff there, but that's it, so nothing else in there. What about the food shop? Has anyone bought any food yet? No. Not ever so popular shop, that one. Prismarine shop? Anything in here? Not really. Could do with a little bit of restocking with the Dark Prismarine. But other than that, no sales. About Mr. Onion Shop. Has Mr. Onion Shop made any more money yet? Hopefully, if we can get the Nether Star thing working out, we should be able to bring him back to life soon, and I shouldn't have to look after his shop anymore and be able to do it on his own. But no sales at Mr. Onion Shop either. And now we just need the end shop, and it just suddenly occurred to me I've got the speed boost. I'm thinking, wow, I'm going fast. I've got obviously the speed boost effect from the beacon that's nearby. Let's check these out. Again, more restocking needs to be done over here. But it doesn't look ever so good on sales there. What about rockets? Both of those are empty. And, oh my goodness me, we do need to desperately restock rockets. Desperately need to restock the Elytra. Got a few shulker boxes available still. But no sales as such there. So only 3 diamonds worth of stuff. I guess it's been Christmas. Not many people have been playing because of that. But hopefully people will be more active now that it is the new year. So let's put half of that in there for me. And half of that in there for Slack. And it looks like I've also got some iron as stock profits, which I'm going to take with me now as well. Which is great. Why don't you restock the shops then, Foxy, if they need restocking? I can't be bothered, mate. I've been playing Minecraft for absolutely hours today. Emergency sheep attack! Boom. Yeah, absolutely hours today digging that hole. Going and resource gathering to stop shops is the thing I would like to do the absolute least right now. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes, the tunnel it's a bit blocked, mate. Well, having now played for many hours and got very little done, I think that is probably a good time to be ending the episode there. Hopefully in the next one we will certainly get the walls in, if not the ceiling as well, and maybe even map out like a room plan on this thing as well, just so that we can start figuring out what we're going to be doing with this thing. So just to recap, the whole idea of this little underground light laboratory thing is because I want to steal the magical moon rock that fell and brought all of the zombie no-tails to life around Halloween time. I want to steal it from Silent Whisper's laboratory and try and use it to bring Mr. Onion back to life. But the issue is Silent Whisper's a pretty tricky character, and I'm sure he's going to have lots and lots of traps and plans and things in his laboratory, and I don't really would think I can just stroll here and there and take it. So I need to become just like Silent Whisper and think like him by having my own laboratory and coming up with devious schemes and plans of how I can steal back that, well, it looked like a nether star, that piece of moon rock, so that we can bring Mr. Onion back to life. So we need to get cracking on this because I want to do this fast. I miss Mr. Onion. I want him back. I want him to be able to look after his own shop. So yeah, I want to get this build done so we can start coming up with plans to get that nether star back so we can get Mr. Onion back. And I think that's a good position for us to be at. So, yeah, on that note, I'm going to say thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do please leave a like. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!